All right, who you got next?
I'm actually going to take the Packers next time. Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay. Matt LaFleur. I think Matt LaFleur. Obviously, he's a really good coach. Now, obviously, he has one of the better one of the better quarterbacks of all time playing for him, and Aaron Rodgers. But I mean, even still, Matt LaFleur, he's what 13-3 every year, or 13-4 last year. So
yeah,
I mean, he doesn't win any less than 13 games.
yeah.
The problem is that when it gets to the playoffs, that's where everything kind of takes a nosedive. It looks good in the regular season. You get to the playoffs and it's just not so much. So there's definitely pressure on Matt LaFleur to get everything done this year. And with everything that happened last year, and then coming back into this season with the whole Aaron Rodgers stuff, with the whole what do you say, immunized, the whole immunized thing.
Yeah.
That talk, and then you got, obviously you lose arguably your best player in Devontae Adams, so that doesn't help. I mean, it's just not. It's going to be a tough season for this group coming back this year. And Matt LaFleur, he's just going to be under the gun this year.
Yeah,
but you have Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is, I mean, I don't even really need to go into detail here. You know how good he is. He doesn't turn the ball over. Obviously, he gets a lot of touchdowns. Obviously, the main knock on him is that when he gets to the playoffs, he just doesn't get it done. Basically, he's 1-4 in championship games. He lost last year at home in the snow, in the cold. Just couldn't get it done. So, as great as Aaron Rodgers is, there's always pressure on him. He's the MVP last year. I think he's back-to-back MVP. Yeah. So trying to go for the
back-to-back MVP.
Yeah, now you try to go for 3 in a row MVPs, and all the seasons that he's had in Green Bay, the great seasons that he's had, but the playoffs is the big cloud over top of him. I know he's already won a championship, but you're one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You at least have to get back there again. Like we seen what Patrick Mahomes has done, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Obviously, Drew Brees didn't get there again, but him and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is still playing, so we're all looking at him.
Oh, that's right. I guess I didn't even peep that. Drew Brees got that one time.
Yeah, one time. So now we're all we're all looking at him because he's the last guy for the most part that's been really good for a while that hasn't gotten there multiple times. So this is a good opportunity for him. Hoping that he can get it done this year. I've been picking the Packers. I don't know how many times.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes been twice already.
Yeah, should have went last year, but
almost went last year. Yeah, all right, good. He on BB on a different level. Go ahead.
Yeah, so obviously Aaron Jones is the running back there. Him and AJ Dillon. I don't think they feed Aaron Jones enough. I think he needs to get more love. I think he's one of the more underutilized running backs in the league. That's like a top 10, top 15 type of running back. I just don't understand why they don't really run the ball with him enough. I mean, they have AJ Dillon there as well, so maybe they can get some love from both of those guys. But I would prefer Aaron Jones to get like a 65-35, a 60-40 split or something like that, but we'll see what happens this year. I know he can not only can he run, but he can also catch out of the backfield. So obviously the issues are going to be definitely going to be wide receiver. For years it's been Aaron Rodgers does not get help. Aaron Rodgers does not get help from wide receivers. They don't draft anybody, which I mean, they went out and drafted Jordan Love a few years ago. This year, they went out and drafted. Obviously, you lost Devontae Adams. Why not just go out and get a wide receiver? They don't. They end up taking Christian Watson, in the second round. So,
yeah.
And now I think he's out. He's hurt a little bit. So, he's not getting that camaraderie with Aaron Rodgers on the field right now at practice. So, have to see what happens there. Alan Lazard, I guess he's the number one. I mean, they don't really have a number one. Alan Lazard, he's really, as far as playing with Aaron Rodgers and being in that system, he hasn't lived up to expectations. Sammy Watkins can't stay healthy. I think he was like a fourth when he got drafted. I think he was drafted number 4 or something like that. So
Sammy Watkins was drafted really high, yes.
he hasn't lived up to his expectations. Randall Cobb is back. That's like his go-to guy or one of his closest friends. So I mean, they have that camaraderie there, that communication thing they going on with them too. So that's good. Tunyon, he's out again. I don't know when he's coming back. So I mean, there's just so many pieces missing, and combine that with obviously they lost Devontae Adams, so it just doesn't look good for Aaron Rodgers. But if anybody can turn this around and make something out of nothing and win another MVP, I'm never going to doubt Aaron Rodgers from anything. Like I just think, at least in the regular season, I'm not going to doubt him. So
Yeah.
why doubt him now? Offensive line should be decent. Obviously they get I'm just calling him David. I don't know how to say his last name. They're getting him back. Yeah, the left tackle. They're getting him back. I think he's still out, but they should be getting him back. Hopefully, before the season starts. Runyon, John.
No, man, he's dealing with that knee injury.
I know. I'm trying to hope for him that he can come back. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but we'll see. But you know, they got some they got a decent offensive line. They got a pretty solid offensive line. I just think they're gonna obviously have to do their best to protect Aaron Rodgers. Like you don't want your number one, your main guy getting hurt. I know we talked about St. Brown also going back to the wide receivers. I forgot to mention we talked about the wide receivers. You mentioned St. Brown for the Bears. He left Green Bay.
I think they're all brothers.
Yeah,
no, St. Brown did leave. Yeah, he left Green Bay. Yeah.
And also obviously MBS, Valdez Scantling. So that's another guy that they lost. I forgot to mention him.
Mm-hmm.
But the offensive line should be. They lost some pieces on the line, but they also still pretty much have the same guys that were the starters last year. They're just getting David whatever back. The defense was really good last year. Saw what happened in that NFC Championship game. They didn't give up a score, basically a touchdown anyway. The only thing was
balling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the defense, Kenny Clark, Preston Smith, like these guys are Rashawn Gary as one of the linebackers. So and then look at the secondary, obviously Jair Alexander, he's one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Eric Stokes is a solid young cornerback as well. Adrian Amos. So the Packers defense should definitely be up there again as far as one of the better defenses. Obviously losing Smith, Zadarius Smith is going to hurt, especially when he's going to a rival right not that far away with the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to talk about next. That hurts, but I mean, he wasn't really there a lot last year anyway. So just looking at it last year, they're not really going to miss too much. But overall, I think it would have been nice to have him back coming up for this season. Man, it's hard. It's going to be hard to pick. To me, it's hard to pick the Packers just because I know they have Aaron Rodgers, and they've all never won or never lost, never won any less than 13 games.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that wide receiver group, man, it just looks so trash. So if I'm going to go 12-5, that might be a little bit more, like maybe a game or two more than I would maybe think.
So you might go. Do you think they might go like 11-6 or 10? You wouldn't be surprised if they go.
I wouldn't be surprised, no. But I'm going 12-5 just because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to win some games for this team.
Yeah.
If nothing else, Aaron Rodgers is going to somehow will this team to a couple wins. That games probably that they should have lost, and Aaron Rodgers is going to make something happen, and they wind up winning the game. So I have to do 12-5.
Yeah. I agree with you, man. Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is a good coach. We don't know if he's great. We don't know if he's bad because he has Aaron Rodgers. You know how this works, right? If you have a good offensive mind and surround a good quarterback, he has a chance to blossom, right? I.e., Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance is going to do good, right? Because of Shanahan. But Matt LaFleur, like if Shanahan had Aaron Rodgers, like, jeez, man, right? So we don't know how good a coach LaFleur is. I don't know because now you could say this: he's coached up Aaron Rodgers to get back-to-back MVPs, but I don't know. We gotta see how good of a coach is. Aaron Rodgers likes him. If Aaron Rodgers didn't, I don't know if he would be there. Aaron Rodgers likes his offensive mind. So we'll see. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, he's been, in the news for the psychedelics and which, hey, a player, when you're off and listen, it doesn't matter who you are. If you want to do it, do it. If it helps out your mental health, do it, man. I'm a big proponent of it. I'm not going to knock anybody for doing psychedelics to because it's all with mental health. So hey, more power to him. But I think he's gonna have um a decent year. Anytime you lose Devontae, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt because they had a chemistry together that was like unmatched. And I mean, Devontae is considered one of the best receivers in the league, and he was right. So we're gonna see what Aaron Rodgers does this year. He's gonna be tested. So, and I think he's ready for it. The running back, like you said, Aaron Jones needs the ball more. I think he's a really good running back, and I think AJ Dillon's gonna come to his own this year. But I think they should lean more on it this year than they in the previous years because of the receiving core. Right? I don't even know if I want to talk about them, but I will. No, I'm just messing. But like Sammy Watkins, I like Sammy Watkins. Only thing is, he doesn't stay healthy enough for me. I think he's a quality veteran. You got Randall Cobb. When you start, listen, guys, we know this. When you're a receiver, you start getting up there in age, you start getting hurt. Even a great Julio Jones. And Julio, to me, is the first ballot Hall of Famer. I think Julio Jones is like that. He's getting injuries. So Sammy Watkins is. And Alan Lazard, I think, is not on Devontae Adams level. I think he's a decent receiver. But as we've seen in today's NFL, you need receivers. You need receivers to win. This is a fact. It's not like the Chiefs got rid of Tyreek Hill, right? But they still have Kelsey. You should come on, man. And they still added MVS and Juju. So it's just we know nowadays that the blueprint to win is you have to have a good receiving core. Both teams in the Super Bowl last year had phenomenal receiving cores. You have OBJ and Cooper Kupp on one end, and then you have Boyd, Chase, Higgins on the other. This is a fact, right? In a championship game, you got Deebo Samuel, right? And then you got Cooper Kupp. And then in the AFC Championship game, you got Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. This is what I'm saying. You need a dynamic receiving core. You have to have it to win. You have to. So, I just Alan Lazard, I hope he does good, but you got to prove it on the field. Tight end, Robert Tonyan, he's out. He's dealing with injury. He's another target of Aaron Rodgers. Like you said, the offensive line, David Bakhtiari, he is out, and I hope he takes care of his health because when you're dealing with knee injuries, man, you don't want to be hurt all year, and I hope he stays healthy. But besides that, your offensive line is good. But this year, we're gonna see how good Matt LaFleur is, right? Now their defense has a chance to be one of the best. It might be the best defense in the NFL. Might be the best defense. Right? You got Jaron Reed and Kenny Clark holding down the middle. Then on the edge, you got Rashawn Gary, who played really good last year. You got Preston Smith, he's going to get you 9 sacks a year, right? Then on the inside, you got Devondre Campbell, who balled phenomenally last year. Then the corners, you have Eric Stokes, who filled in for Jair Alexander, and then they still brought back Rasheed Douglas. And then in the safeties, they have Adrian Amos and Darnell Savage. Like, they're deep. I think that the identity of the Green Bay Packers, and this is up to head coach, is now not focused on Aaron Rodgers, but focus on the running game and the defense. The defense is, woo, if you got fantasy draft them guys, they're going to be really good. So I think with that all said and done, because Russell Wilson's gone, you only got San Francisco, Cardinals, Tampa, Rams, maybe Minnesota. So they're still going to get 4 easy wins in their division. Yeah, I said it. Detroit and Chicago, easy. They're gonna eat Chicago up. What do you say? I own you. Aaron Rodgers owes you guys, man. So I believe you. I think they go 12-5, maybe 11. You know what? It's hard to bet against Aaron Rodgers. I know everybody's like Minnesota's gonna win a division. It's just hard. Because if their defense is number one, you give Aaron Rodgers a number one defense. Last time we won a Super Bowl. So I'm with you, man. I think 12-5. It's just hard. Like, maybe Minnesota wins the division, but I'm not trying to pick against Aaron Rodgers. I just, you're gonna pick Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins. Aaron Rodgers lost Devontae Adams. I still might pick Aaron Rodgers.